20 car of Michael Stewart will lead them around turn 4, and green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Elko Speedway. And Michael Stewart easily pulling off to a good lead, and he's got a very good lead over Austin Jakes in the 42. Right behind them is Adam Ernesto in the 64 machine. And he will be the final transfer spot if this is how they're going to end up. Martin Grayson battling with Zach Hamlin in the number 24. Both of those drivers looking to get a much better season going than they've had in the past. However, they just haven't been able to pull it off. Meanwhile, Adam Ernesto sitting in that third position in the 64 machine. Harvey Doppler in the 28, battling with the 86 of Martin Grayson back there in 5th. And this is your B-main cutoff. 6th place is the B-main cutoff. The last 3 drivers will end up in the C-main, which will then transfer over to the B-main. So you have to run a very good race if you're going to go from C-main to A-main. Right now, Harvey Doppler still holding off Adrian Garvey in the 21. Meanwhile, behind him, Craig Clements in the 04 is currently sitting in 8th position. 9th position is the 09 machine. So everything's kind of strung out a little bit in this first heat. The 28 still holding in 6th, but Adrian Garvey's not letting up on the back end of that 28 car, as now it looks like the 21 is going to be getting attacked from behind the 04 of Craig Clements, trying some moves up the inside in turns 1 and 2. And that'll allow Harvey Doppler to start to pull away a little bit as we start to go back up to the front of the field. Michael Stewart still leading the race. Austin Jakes has fallen off a lot compared to the rest of the drivers behind him. They've kind of stayed at a steady pace behind him as the white flag waves. One more to go for Michael Stewart in the 20 car, and he will win heat number 1. Zach Hamlin trying to run down the 64 of Adam Ernesto, and the 20 of Michael Stewart will take the heat number 1 win, and Adam Ernesto will take 3rd place. And that will be heat number 2 is... Race number 3. Number 4 is getting ready to go. Andy Grinnell and James and the 29 of James Austin starting on the front row. Andy Grinnell immediately almost clearing the 29 down the backstretch. This is the first time we've actually seen someone actually be able to race the pole sitter. Grinnell and the 29 of Austin battling each other very hard, but Grinnell is going to be able to take that away. Meanwhile, the battle for third place is really heating up. The 33 of Daniel Kreger. He's doing a very good job of running that high line. As he's battling over the 57 for third place, and that is the final A main transfer spot. Meanwhile, Andy Grinnell leading the race and has pulled off to a pretty significant lead over the rest of the field. James Austin right behind, and then in third is Daniel Kreger. Frankie Muller in the 57. Bringing up in fourth place the 25 of Jerry Phillips, and then Bobby Verrett round out your B main transfer field, at least so far. And Bobby Verrett doing a much better job than usual, but still not in a good enough position to really be in a prime spot to actually make the final race, as you'd rather be up in that front part of the field. As Daniel Kreger continues to hold third place and is actually pulled away from Frankie Muller. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Andy Grinnell, as James Austin close behind him. But not much he really wants to do here. He just wants to get into the fast dash, and that's a checkered flag for Andy Grinnell in heat number 4, and a good run by the Logitech number 92. So Andy Grinnell and Jimmy Wilson, both teammates. Green flag is out. Ricky Dixon bringing the field to green. And Matthew Axe on his rear bumper, the 15 of Aaron Reese, holding up third. But he's got a pretty big challenge from the 47 Old Spice machine of Randy Mathis Jr. Mathis Jr. has shown some speed in the most recent races, as Aaron Reese in the 15 holding third right now. Fifth is Stanton Thomas, and then John Hussman in the 78 currently holding the final transfer spot for the B main. As you can see, the rest of the field behind them. Aaron Carpenter in the 11, currently in the last position for the C main. Frank Reinell, Arlington Park, and then Matt Edwards in the 16, all bringing up the rear of this heat race. Arlington Park, we did mention Larry Hartford being one of the oldest drivers. Arlington Park is the oldest driver in the field. Driving that number 7 Valero Oldsmobile. Meanwhile, Aaron Reese still holding third, Matthew Axe in second, and Ricky Dixon, who's been chasing down a win this season, his rookie season being last year, and he did a dang good job of running well, but just wasn't able to cash in on that victory point. So he's hoping that he can get a win this season, as it is still fairly early in the season. As we watch the back of the field, but Ricky Dixon taking the white flag here in heat number 5. And it just seems to me like the leader has not been able to be touched as soon as he gets out to the lead. Ricky Dixon coming around turn 4, and he will take heat race number 5, and that is going to be it for your heat races. And we're going to take a short break while we get the heat races cleaned up and get ready for the next one.
Ever dreamed of driving a real Cup car? Well, now you can. This is the fan controller.
What the... Tony, what are you doing? It's possessed.
That was completely inappropriate.
I'm out of here. Run, Sandy, run for your life!
What was that all about?
We're getting ready for the C main. The 21 of Adrian Garvey is going to be starting on the pole for the C main. He was the top finisher in the C main group in his heat race, and the heat races were determined by qualifying. So the fastest driver in each heat starts up at the front. So the top 5 were the winners in each of their were the winners of the C main class in each of their heat races, and Adrian Garvey quickly out of the gate. As we see Larry Hartford in the 34 machine pulling into second place, Craig Clements in the 04 right behind him in third. Then you see 3 wide behind him, the 11, the 98, and the 77. Aaron Carpenter in the 11 making it by, and he will be in 4th. Top 10 make it into the B main. And right now. The 98 and the 77 are battling now. Ivan Fox in the 53 getting by. Facton in the 77. And here's your battle for 10th, Frank Raynell. Currently sitting on the 10th spot. But he's got Danny Beauchamp in the 9 car trying to get by him. Sherbeck Racing has said that they are going to release Beauchamp after this season. So he's trying to get everything done that he can to maybe show that he's, you know, not such a bad driver in comparison to what he's been showing. But it just doesn't seem to be working for him as he's continuing to fall back, and the 87 of Frank Raynell continues to stay in 10th. Right now he's got Jackson Tate in the 32 behind him. And Jackson Tate has been quite an odd rookie for this season. That 32 team, banking off of the success of that 32 team, he just hasn't been having a lot of it. And it has been said that he will not be returning to this team, but he will be able to. He has found another ride for next season. As we watch Adrian Garvey coming across the line. And that is going to be the end of your C-Main. Adrian Garvey taking home the win. And then your finisher in 10th will be Frank Raynell. And we're here for your fast dash. Nate Taggart is considered the pole sitter, as the field was inverted 7 positions. So 7th goes to 1st, 1st goes to 7th. And that means the 20 is back in 7th, while the 54 gets to take over the pole position. And right now he's got a good jump. Not as good as what we've seen, but a good enough jump to get him into the lead and get him cleared of the 42 in the first corner, or in the first lap. The ticker does say 20 laps, but that is a mistake. They are actually only running 10 laps for the fast dash. Andy McClemens also up in the big pack there. You can see the 20 car has also been able to take that thing up to 5th. So Michael Stewart moving through the field. Ricky Dixon in the 01 in 2nd place. Austin Jakes battling with Andy McClemens. And both of those drivers not wanting to get up that position. 3rd place is going to be a pretty useful place from what we've seen so far, although things could change in the feature race as we go through halfway. Ricky Dixon right on the back bumper of the 54, but I don't think Dixon is trying to do too much with that car. He doesn't want to wreck it before the feature, as that is one thing that the Fast Dash does call for, is that you do not wreck the car, because the feature is only one race after that. So right now Nate Taggart holding off Ricky Dixon right now, and it doesn't look like Ricky Dixon's even really trying a whole lot as we come around for 2 to go this time by. And the 54 continuing to lead. McClemens in the 6 has actually fallen to the 42 as we come around for the final lap. White flag is in the air for Nate Taggart. The 54 of Taggart, the 01 of Ricky Dixon, and the 42 of Austin Jakes is your top 3 so far. As Nate Taggart coming off of turn 4, and he will take the win for the Fast Dash and the pole position for the A main. And so that's a good run. And we're here for your B main. 10 cars transfer from the B main to the A main, and this is going to set the back half, I believe the back 10. Yes, it would be the back 10. Almost the back half of the field, as Zach Hamlin leads the field to green. The 55 of Jacob Ray to his outside. Then you have the 20 and the 57 and the 47, although the 57 has lost the deal there, but he comes right back. Frankie Muller trying to get away from this 3-wide situation with Randy Mathis Jr. and Don Johnson. As 3 wide on a very short track like this can be really hard on your car if you don't do it correctly. Randy Mathis Jr. in the 47, though, able to pull away from that 3 wide. Now Donahue gets into the 3 wide situation. As you see the 47 pulling away from the field. Now Donahue's going to take over 4th, it looks like. But this 3 wide is still going on as Frankie Muller can't get away from the 02, and now the 02 is able to clear him finally. Jerry Phillips in the 25 also getting involved in that one, as he's able to get by Frankie Muller in that 57 machine. This race 20 laps to set the field, and right now Martin Grayson is hoping that he's able to get down to the bottom side, because he has been falling off the field for quite some time since the drop of the green. He hasn't been able to do much with this race so far, and right now Adrian Garvey sitting in 10th position, coming from winning the C main, passing 5 cars, and now he's sitting in 10th. Started in 16th. So a good run by that 21 machine, as it looks like Martin Grayson has been able to clear Chris Davison. Meanwhile, Stanton Thomas racing against his teammate John Wessler, John Hussman, and he gets turned around on the front stretch. That's going to be a caution. So the 78 getting turned around on the front stretch by, I believe, the 98 car. That is going to bring out your first caution of the night, as Zach Hamlin leads here at Elko Speedway. And we'll be back shortly with the rest of your B main. Short caution period. Zach Hamlin leads the field back to green. Green flag is in the air. We are racing. And Zach Hamlin with a decent jump, the 55, able to keep in line. And now Adrian Garvey is under threat. He's holding the transfer spot. Adrian Garvey running going for the alphabet right now. But he's starting to fall back. I think a few drivers are actually going for an alphabet run right now. Although I could be wrong on that one. I believe Adrian Garvey might be the only one that was in the position to get an alphabet run, and now he has lost it to Martin Grayson. A 5-lap shootout after the drop of that green flag. And everybody is clamoring to get as far up the field as they can. And look at Martin Grayson in the 86. Moving through this B main field as quickly as possible. White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. And as we go back up, Zach Hamlin takes the checkers, and he will start 16th in the A main. As we look onto the rest of the field, your A main finishers. And wow, the 28 barely edging out. Starting lineups, Nate Taggart will be your pole sitter after winning the Fast Dash. Ricky Dixon to his outside. Austin Jakes in the 42 inside row 2. And to his outside is Andy McClemens in the 6. Row 3 is Michael Stewart in the 20, a good Fast Dash for him, and James Austin in the 29 to his outside. Row 4, Jimmy Wilson in the number 1 car, and to his outside is the 56 of Matthew Axe. Andy Grinnell makes up row number 5 in the 92, and on his outside is Samuel Tips in the 83. Row number 6 is Adam Ernesto in the 64, and to his outside is this 36 of Richie Arthur. Row number 7, Clint Burton in the 95, and to his outside is Daniel Kreger in the 33. The 15 of Aaron Reese makes up row 8 inside, and to his outside is the 24 of Zach Hamlin. Row 9 inside is the Jacob Ray car, 55, and Randy Mathis Jr. in the 47. Row number 9, Don Johnson in the 02, and to his outside is Frankie Muller. Row number 10, will be Mark Donahue in the 82, and to his outside is the 31 of Sam Verbeek. Row 11, Martin Grayson in the 86, row 12 I mean, and Harvey Doppler to his outside, and then finally on the final row is Jerry Phillips in the 25. And we're getting ready for A-main action here at Elko Speedway. Nate Taggart will lead them off, and green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Elko Speedway, and Ricky Dixon, a big move by the 43 in turn 1, no, the 42 I mean, of Austin Jakes, and that 01 car powering around the outside. The 54 got attacked on the start of that race by the shareback cars, and that was a big move by Austin Jakes, and his teammate is now pulling away Ricky Dixon in the 01, now starting to gap the front of the field, and the 20 with a big jump as well, and he's made his way into 4th position on the drop of the green. So the 42 now finally clearing Nate Taggart as they go around turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 3, and now the 20 of Michael Stewart is about to clear Nate Taggart, and Taggart has fallen back hard. As you can see, Andy McClemmons also has fallen back a long ways from I believe his third or fourth place starting spot, and that is a huge loss for the 6 car. Meanwhile, Ricky Dixon pulled away his teammate Austin Jakes, not far behind though, as he is about a half a turn from the back end of the 01 machine. And as we continue to watch these Toyotas make laps around this speedway, Austin Jakes, I don't believe he's closing in, but also Michael Stewart has finally started to pull away as the 54 and the 56 of Nate Taggart and Matthew Axe continue to battle. Now Jimmy Wilson trying to take advantage of the 54 situation. He's going to try and make a move to the inside as well. And most likely, Andy McClemmons is probably going to move down there also. And behind them, you have the 92 of Andy Grinnell, who might be hungry for another position as well. It looks like the 54, though, is going to be able to clear the 1 in turns 3 and 4, and he's going to be able to finally be able to breathe easy, considering he doesn't have anyone breathing down his neck trying to pass him for position. Meanwhile, we're almost to the back end of the lap traffic. Martin Grayson has fallen all the way back to last place. Started pretty much in the final row, but has not gotten the start of the race he was hoping for, and it's going to get even worse because in his mirror, that 01 machine is about to start lapping cars, and he is the first one on that 01's list. So, a big, big shot for the 01 and possibly the 42 to maybe capitalize on lap traffic being an issue, as this is a fairly small track and passing has been shown to be a little bit tricky. But the 01 able to get to the bottom of Martin Grayson, easily get by him. Now he's taking on Jerry Phillips. Phillips easily goes high. He's going to get out of the way. And next is Frankie Muller in the 57 and Sam Verbeek in the 31. But Frankie Muller has plans of his own. He's going for a pass. Meanwhile, Austin Jakes getting by Martin Grayson. Frankie Muller trying to stay away from the 01. Is doing so in probably one of the worst ways possible because it's going to hurt the 01 in his race because, it looks like the 31 kind of slid up there in turns 3 and 4, and now he's side by side with Sam Verbeek. And this is not good for Ricky Dixon because he has to be able to get by these cars or else everyone behind him, that includes his teammate and also the 20 of Michael Stewart, are going to start racing him. If they get by the 25 of Jerry Phillips. And Jerry Phillips was courteous enough to be able to let him pass, and there he goes again up to the high side, trying to let the leaders race. Meanwhile, Ricky Dixon trying everything he can to get by the 57. Could this be the moment? And then the 42 gets to his bottom side. Teammates racing for the lead, and then there's Michael Stewart right behind them. Ricky Dixon holding off his teammate of Austin Jakes as we're almost coming down to 5 to go in this 25-lap feature. The 01 powering that car off the corners, doing everything he can. He's going to clear the 42 in 1 and 2. And what a move by Ricky Dixon. What a What a powerhouse move that was. And now Austin Jakes is coming under threat from the 20, but the 20 is going to easily have to back off, as the 42 also having that sure back power, able to just pull the car right off the corner, especially on that high line. And we saw what he was able to pull off against Nate Taggart at the very beginning of the race. And so that might be what the 01 has really gained, and that outside lane is really helping these shareback cars. So Ricky Dixon, only a few laps to go in this race, 25 lap feature. Coming down the backstretch, the 01 still leads. One major challenge as they come to 2 to go. The 01 of Ricky Dixon looking for his first win in the MSCA Casey's Cup Series, and he could possibly get it tonight. A rookie last season. White flag is in the air. No wins last season. He was actually removed from a few of them. He had the biggest chances in the world, but he ended up either getting wrecked out or the car going something wrong. Not tonight, though, as Ricky Dixon will take the checkers, and he will be another driver to add to the winner's books. Congratulations to the 01 of Ricky Dixon on that victory. And I'd like to thank everyone who tuned in tonight, as this was one of the most entertaining A-mains of the season. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next race.